And what's up YouTube, it's your pal Moonstone, Moon for short, and today I'm going to talk about my experiences at shifting. And no, not reality shifting or mind shifting. Wait, is mind shifting a thing? Or did I just make that up? I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to talk about Therian shifting. Now if you know what Therian shifting is, it's basically a thing where Therians, such as myself, they're kind of like furries but in a way more different way, feel like they're more connected, or as if they are their stereotype. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah. Now, I'm going to briefly describe what a Therian is. Now, a Therian is someone who has a spiritual connection with a certain animal, and some are even people who are an animal in their past life. And this whole community of Therians, there's even special fursuits that are made for Therians. This isn't one of them, it's a regular fursuit, but I didn't realize I was a Therian until I'd say a month after I first finished this, but I'll get to that later. Now, there's certain types of Therian shifting. As I already mentioned, shifting is when they feel like they are or are about to become their stereotype, as in the animal that they were in their past life or the animal that they feel like they have a connection to. Now, the first type is phantom shifting. Now, phantom shifting is like a feeling where your human limbs are an animal limb. Like you feel like you have a tail, even though a tail's not there, and you can't see it, or that your hands are actually paws, like you feel claws in the paw pad, but really they're not. There's no more hands, but you can feel it as if they're actually there. Now, another type of Therian shifting that I know is where you have all the senses that your animal does, like an owl, a super hearing, and a wolf. Because I did research, and apparently my stereotype is a red wolf, and I found it pretty surprising, even though I like it. And anyway, that type of shifting is where your senses suddenly turn off and become animal senses. And that's the most common shift I have, and that's really cool. And there's one other one where you feel like that you are your stereotype and you lose all human mindset. You think like an animal, you talk like an animal, you sound like an animal, and you crawl on all fours like an animal. The shifts that I personally had were, I can't really explain it. My whole life I would usually, in my free time, pretend that I was an animal, watch a movie that involved talking animals, or, just play with my dog Jackie. And just to let you know, Jackie is long gone. Rest in peace, Jackie. Whenever I pretended to be an animal, I'd always act like an animal. I would crawl on fours, basically kind of like shifting. But it wasn't until later in my teen years, like when I turned 13, that I started experiencing this. Well, not under my control. I wasn't controlling it. First time happened in my sleep, and then it started happening at school. The first time this happened was when we were doing warm-ups, because you remember Mr. K? I told you about him? Yeah, Mr. K. How he would have us do warm-ups. Well, at first, I almost never made it up first. I was usually one of the last 10 people to finish. But I began running faster than everyone. I'd always win at the running warm-ups and make it back after the squat warm-ups, or whatever they're called. I can't remember. It was in 7th grade. I'm in 9th grade now. And anyways, um, eventually people start trying to race me. They've been cheating at them. They've been running during the squatting to make it sure that they get back in time. So yeah, they began cheating, and I wasn't going to tell them because our school isn't the type of school where you were allowed to tattle on people, and that kind of sucked. It wasn't until 8th grade that I finally stood up to those bullies. If you want to learn about that, just go to one of my older videos. I'll put the link in the description down below. But anyways, after I started doing the fast thing, I was never usually this fast. I swear, I feel like I was running like a cheetah, and I feel like lots of people noticed that. Kept saying, "Whoa, you're running so fast," or "Hey, how'd you get so fast?" and other stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. And that was that. And like I said, I got tired of people trying to race me or trying to win. And on free days, we'd play basketball or do whatever we want. And more people have been trying to challenge me to a game. And my guess, that's because they thought that I thought I was tough. And I'm not really the tough type of person. And then came the barking. Sometimes when I would be mad or frustrated, I would stare at the person that made me angry or frustrated and let a small growl. I doubt anyone heard it at first. It was really low, it was really light, but eventually it started getting louder and louder. Eventually, I went to barking and snapping my jaw. And I felt kind of confused at this because I didn't realize I was doing it until I actually was doing it right at the end of class and the bell rang. I was like, wait, did I just ground bark? That's when all the memories of me doing it in the past snapped back into me, and I was like, oh my god. It was like the bell triggered my mind saying, hey, you've done this before, wake up. And that kind of scared me a little bit. First, I thought, oh my god, I'm a werewolf. And that kind of stuck with me for a little while. I even tried looking up things werewolves do or how to act like a werewolf. And yeah, that was one of the more silly stuff I'd done. As I said, I'm autistic. I do silly stuff sometimes. But that's not about this. And at first, like I said, I thought I was a werewolf. That's when I realized, hey, I'm a furry. Maybe it's just rubbing off on me. And I asked Mom about this. I didn't tell her about the furry part. And she came up with a really good hypothesis. This was around the time when my dog Jackie passed away, a year after he passed away, and Mom said that was probably just my memories of him rubbing off on me. And that's what I believed for a while. And so I just ignored it until I started doing it a lot more. And after I caught on to this, I was eventually able to control it. I stopped shifting, I stopped acting like a dog, and after I did this, many people started doing it back at me. My guess it was trying to get me to wolf out or something, because I feel like some of the kids actually thought I was werewolf and were trying to get me to wolf out. Because every now and then a kid would look at me and bark or growl and expect me to do something back. But instead of barking or growling back at them, I would give them the stare, as in the type of stare that a wolf would do. I actually tested this by leaving my phone out as a camera for the next time someone did that to me. And eventually it came out just the right time and it caught me doing the stare. I googled what a wolf stare looks like, and it looked the exact same way. I was so shocked that I was actually doing wolf behavior, and it became more common. I stopped shifting for a while after this. I didn't start doing it again until later on, and my most most amazing Therian shift I had was when I got into the full mindset of a wolf. Now this was after I discovered what Therian was, because I talked about this on social media, and one person said, hey, you might be a Therian, and that's when I started doing research. And it was actually a few days ago. I was playing in the snow, and I saw a stick, and I was so eager to bite down on it. Like, I felt that ship coming back to me. But I wasn't caring about it, and I just rolled around in the snow, jumped in it, and I even ran out on floors and rolled over like a dog. And I didn't feel embarrassed about it. I was loving it. I felt wild. I felt free. I felt more amazing than I ever felt in a long time. And even the wolf sounds and panting came back from me, and I felt like I was truly alive at that point. That felt amazing. I cannot describe how amazing I felt fully going into my wolf form. But that's when my hearing came back in. My super wolf hearing. I heard footsteps. Looked around. I didn't see anyone. And I felt like I was still in the mindset of a wolf because I growled a little bit as a predator was coming towards me. That's when I heard the front door handle turn. Actually, it wasn't the front door, it was the back door. And I quickly snapped out of my trance, or whatever I was in, and stood up, and Mom came out the back door. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, nothing. And she just went back in. Yeah, she's that kind of mom. Not a bad mom, just the kind that would believe something like that. Because she knows I roughhouse sometimes. She knows I like to play a little rough. Not in the bad way, just run around jumping. And that was the last time I shifted. And like I said, this was only a few days ago. So I really feel like I'm starting to get into my stereotype and fully shift. And I'm hoping that the next type of shift I could accomplish is astral shifting, where you astral project and you astral project and turn into your stereotype. Now I'm really, really excited for doing this because I want to do it ever since I learned about wolfwalkers. That's a great film on Apple TV. Make sure to check it out. And I gotta be honest, I have no idea where to go from here, but I'm gonna keep practicing on shifting and keep learning to control it. Now, if any of you out there are Therians and had any similar experiences, try to share it with the public. They might like to hear it and learn more about the Therian community. If you want me to do more videos on Therians and more videos on my experiences, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for 35 subscribers. I wasn't even expecting 20 on this channel, but I can't believe I made it this far. Thank you so much, guys. Well, I'll see you next time in a future video. Until then, peace. See you later. Bye.